Happy Saturday, everybody. I'm getting ready to make a freeform geode. I've already made the form for it out of pure silicone, bought at the hardware store here in town. And I've got some of my glass laid out here that I'm going to move up further. It's set on a piece of acetate that I got off of Amazon and a piece of wood that I got at Home Depot that I eventually want to use to make something else with. I've already mixed up my resin. I'm not sure. I'm just going to kind of play it by ear because I haven't really determined yet exactly how I want to arrange my colors. But I'm going to start with a little bit of clear right here mixed with some fine glitter that I got at Michael's from Recollection, and also not quite so fine. I think I'm going to mix it together. And then I'm going to move my rocks over top of it. So right now I'm going to pour some clear resin into a cup and put my flakes in there. I don't want a real lot underneath those rocks because I don't want it to spread out real far. Making it quite thick. I may need more than this. I'm just going to put a fine line around this edge right here. This is going to be a several layer geode, I do believe. I just want that extra sparkle underneath that glass. Excuse me. I've been fighting all summer long here in Wyoming with allergies. We've had so much rain this year, which is very unusual for Wyoming. And the cottonwood trees, which is the state tree. And I'm missing something because I am the messiest painter in the world. So I bought a lab coat on Amazon to wear because I really don't want to ruin everything I own, and I don't always want to change clothes. Excuse me, I have to cough. Every time I work on stuff. I'm going to push these rocks up in here. Look at that resin. The resin that I'm using is crystal clear. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. I mixed it for about 4 minutes, actually. It says 3. Maybe need a little more clear under there. But I'm not going to mix it with the glitter for on top. I just except for what's already still in the cup. It's mostly the fine. I don't know if you can see that or not. was going to use my Nikon camera. I also do photography. I have thousands of awesome, amazing landscape photos. I own a trooper, and we take it up into the mountains and take it on the remote roads, and have seen some of the most amazing beauty. Wyoming is a beautiful state. There's a lot more to it than just Yellowstone, and you never really get to see it or are able to appreciate it if you don't get off-road, because there's so much that you just cannot see from the highway. Okay, now I'm going to use a darker blue, and for the blue I'm using this Dr. P.H. Martin's. I got this also at Michael's. Let's see if you can see that. And it's iridescent deep blue. I want my darker colors to be in the middle because I'm hoping that it'll help create the illusion of depth, because this is flat, so it is an ink and I want it to be transparent, and it's a really beautiful color. I want the color, but I want, in the end, I want to be able to somewhat see through the geode, at least in places. Beautiful color. Beautiful. You should never use more than 10% color pigments or inks or whatever to the ratio of your resin. I've got maybe 1 ounce in this cup. This geode, I want to say it was 20 by 15. I might be a little wrong on that. I made 12 ounces of resin because I always like to make more than what I think I'm going to need. I used the calculator on, gosh, what's the name of it? Art Resin, on the Art Resin site. Now I want to go, I think I'm going to do a row with some blue glitter. It was also bought at Michael's. It's extra fine. It's made by Creatology. I'm going to mix it with a blue, actually. And the blue that I'm going to mix it with is Just Resin. One. No, it's not. It's the right one. It's called Magic Blue by Just Resin. I haven't worked on my art much this summer. Like I said, I've been fighting with the allergies, and I'm usually out on the weekends, every chance I get, camping, and I really haven't done much of that this year, which worries me because now we're coming into fall, and it was a hard winter last winter here in Wyoming, long, and then we just had so much darn rain every weekend, and I camp in a tent. This is the blue before I mix the glitter in it. very close to the one I already put down. This is more opaque, but it's just a gorgeous blue. And the glitter I'm going to put in is very close to the same color. I just have a small room for a studio. I really don't even have enough room for, you can see the glitter in there now. I think it's enough glitter though. And it's warm here today. It's probably in the 80s. It's starting to cool down already. Not even out of August yet. And when you want to off-road in the mountains, you have to be careful because you can have mudslides. And you don't want to be caught into the middle of that. I live about 8 miles where there's a wild horse refuge, and it is amazing. They live in the Pryor Mountains. Now I think I'm going to go with a little green. I don't want that blue to mix underneath those rocks too much. It's going to though. I'll go with a little green, blue-green. It's also Just Resin Pigments. And the color is Turquoise Luster. And again, I haven't used this in quite some time, so I'm going to have to do some crazy stirring with it. Actually, I might do some white first. And the white I'm going to use, get it out, no. It's also Just Resin. I'm using a lot of Just Resin today. And it's the titanium white. It's just white, pure white. I'm just going to do a thin line of it around here. I got my green, in case I didn't show you. Beautiful. Love that color green, green blue. I use the resin. I normally use stone coat resin. But I had bought this kind because it was cheaper and I just wanted to check it out. It does have a different texture than the stone coat. But it seems to be aging a lot quicker. And if I do 2 layers on here, it's going to take a lot of resin. And I'm lower than I think I want to be for that. And I think I'm going to pour just a little bit of white. Well, maybe it's going to mix anyway. Okay. I think I'm going to go back to the blue, and I'm just going to stick with these colors. But I think I'm going to go with the glitter. The blue I used with the glitter. That's not that one. Let's see, which glue did I use with the glitter? I used the Just Resin glue, didn't I? Blue Magic. Now, even though I did 12 ounces and it called for 10 for this size, and I was trying to be generous with my size when I was doing my figures, but I'm really kind of wondering when I have enough resin. You can actually find geodes here in Wyoming. I've never found any. Wish I knew where to go. People do know where to go, and they try and keep things secret because they want them, and then they want a set of tables. And we have a lot of fossils. In fact, I was reading earlier today, close to Cody, on one of the farmers' farms, they found a big, gosh, I'm going to have to mix more, dinosaur. They're calling it Jurassic Mile. And I guess there used to be an old riverbed. And I think that the water carried the bones all there. We do have several places, though, in Thermopolis. There is also a big dinosaur and fossil dig. And just outside of Shell, there's a place where you can go that has dinosaur footprints that are embedded into the ground. And we have the Crow Reservation just down the road, and in part of the Priors, and we also have a lot of petroglyphs, which I find very fascinating. There's also some, well, there's some up in the Priors somewhere, but I have yet to find them yet. Went hunting one day, but we couldn't find it. I know we were close, but there should be a marker there, and we never did find the marker. I'm going to take my torch and blow up the bubbles now. I think, and while I'm doing that, let me think about where I want to go from here. I want more green. Gosh, bubbles in there. Yeah, the resin was starting to slightly turn yellow, and I think we need a gold ring in there. How can we not have a gold ring in there? And I'm going to use the extra fine glitter in here. And also that I got from Michael's. And also just some cheap glitter that I got from the grocery store. I'm also going to use this is from the Color Cottage. I don't know if you can read that, and it's Gold Fever. And I'm going to use that. Actually, these are two drastically different colors of gold of the glitters. And your powders, I should have put that in first. Dang it. It's not good to breathe that, the mica powders. And normally when I use the powders, I put them first before I put the resin. And it keeps them from fluffing up into the sky. Ooh, my cup's getting hot. The resin is wanting to cure. I'm not having a very steady hand here, am I? I'm left-handed. Actually, I do things with both hands. That's one of the things of growing up in a right-handed world. Everybody wants to teach you their way because my way appears backwards to them and their way appears backwards to me. You might hear my birds once in a while. I have two lovebirds. I have one that's a peach face. She's beautiful light green and darker green. And she has a peach face and chest. And her name is Sassy. We call her Sassy Pants. I think I need more of that green. I'm gonna pop my bubbles again though. I can't believe how many bubbles is in there. Goodness gracious. So I don't want to burn my acetate. I'm not going to worry that it's not going to go all the way around the entire geode. You know, like the rest of the colors. I'm not going to worry about that at all. I think I'm going to make the, well, maybe I don't have enough in here. Shit. You'd be amazed how much you can scrape out of these cups, though. I can hear Boo Boo. Boo Boo is blue. He's like, his wings are like a turquoise blue. And then he has light blue on his chest, and he has gray and black head. And he's just a baby. I haven't had him very long. I say he. You don't know the sex of a lovebird without blood tests. You cannot tell by their colors or this and that. I refer to Sassy as being a female, and I refer to Boo Boo as being a male. And I might just need to kind of give a little bit of an illusion of it passing through. Let's see, what color shall we finish this little bit over here with? I'm going to put some of that glitter in the white that I got left over here. The white glitter, the iridescent white glitter. I didn't separate my colors out into separate cups because I wasn't sure how many colors I was going to use. Maybe I shouldn't have done that wine. I may try to spread it out a little. Man, this is like a page. It's so thick. It's setting up. And I don't even see the glitter in it. But there will be a second layer, so I can always change it if I want to. Parts I don't like. I don't like that white right there. I don't really like the green that I put there either, so I'm just going to kind of cover it up. This resin doesn't last as long as stone coat either. You know, your work time with it. It has a work time of about 30 minutes, and believe me, it's pretty particular about it. I just thought that this is going to be my bottom layer. It is a thicker resin, and I actually kind of like there's little swirls in there. A little bit of the green. Amazing amount of bubbles in there. Good gracious. Don't want to burn your resin. Well, I do see the glitter. Now, a little bit. I actually just sprinkle some on top of it. Like I said, if I don't like it, second layer I can cover it up. Maybe I should use the bigger stick. Yeah, I want more glitter in there. Normally this would sink quite a bit, but since that weight is setting up so fast, shaky. I'm nervous about it. I've been thinking about doing this for quite some time now, and I've had this geode planned, and I made the outside part of it quite some time ago, and I knew I wanted to film it, and I have just been procrastinating like there's no tomorrow, because I've been worried about it. I just, so that's all I'm going to do to it today. Let it cure overnight, and in the morning, I don't like how that light's kind of getting lost, isn't it? What I'm doing is just putting the glitter out of that blue right into it. Don't want to do that either. Well, I say, that's all I'm going to do with it. If you watch any of the other resin artists, you'll know that that's, we have a tendency to be guilty of. That's all I'm going to do to it and keep on fiddling. Oops. Well, there again. I think that's all I'm going to do to it today. Then I can let it sit overnight, and then I can look at it, see what I want to do different, if anything. I like how that green, you know, it's got a different look. Something in there, and you know what? I think it's from my mold. I'll keep coming back, and I'll keep torching it every half hour or so for bubbles. But even if this layer does get bubbles in it, I mean, it is going to be another, there is going to be another layer. And I have to put some of that chunkier blue in with the blue in some places. But that's going to be all for today. I thank you for joining me, and if you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I hope you'll join me for the next part of the geode. Thank you, and you guys have a wonderful night. So this is how the geode is looking the next morning. The first layer has been cured. And this is, come on, focus, how it's looking. See how those, the glitter and the white changes colors depending on how the light is shining on it. They look pink over here, and they got that green and goldish hue over there in the corner. Lots of sparkle. I really like how the green did that right over here in the corner. But there's lots of sparkle. Focus, focus, thank you. Sorry for the glare from the window.